Ladies, let's get real. You poured your heart into someone. You gave your time, your energy, your love, and then one day he chooses someone else. It feels like a gut punch, like the air got sucked out of the room. But I need you to hear me on this. His decision does not define you. Your worth is not defined by his choice. Read that again. I know it's easy to take rejection personally. When someone you loved and invested in chooses someone else, it can feel like a direct attack on your value. Like you weren't enough, like you didn't measure up. But let me tell you something that will change your perspective forever. His decision is a reflection of him, not you. People make choices based on their own fears, their own needs, their own personal journey. Sometimes they choose what feels comfortable. Sometimes they choose what strokes their ego. And sometimes they don't even know why they're making the choice. They just do. But none of that has anything to do with your worth. You were already valuable before he came into your life. You were already enough before he ever loved you. And you are still enough now. That truth doesn't change just because someone failed to see it. Too often, when we face rejection, we internalize it. We start picking ourselves apart, searching for the reason why we weren't chosen. Was I not pretty enough? Was I not exciting enough? Did I love him too much? Did I love him too little? And that spiral of self-doubt can become so loud that we forget the most important thing. If you have to convince someone to see your value, they were never meant for you in the first place. Think about it. The people who truly love you, your best friends, your family, the ones who genuinely care, do they need a reason to cherish you? No. They love you for who you are, not because you performed a certain way or checked off a list of expectations. That's the kind of love you deserve. The kind that sees you, chooses you, and stays. So, if he chose another woman, let him. It's not a loss. It's a revelation. A revelation that he was never yours to begin with. A revelation that something better is waiting. A revelation that you are free to walk into the next chapter of your life with your head held high. And here's the most powerful shift you can make in your mind. Instead of seeing this as rejection, see it as redirection. Because that's what it really is. The universe, God, life, whatever you believe in, is guiding you away from someone who couldn't appreciate your worth and towards something far greater. But you won't see it if you stay stuck in the past, replaying old memories, questioning yourself, or trying to make sense of someone else's choice. The truth is, sometimes rejection is protection. Sometimes what we think we want is actually keeping us from what we truly deserve. And one day, when you're standing in the middle of a life that is overflowing with love, joy, and purpose, you'll look back and realize this wasn't the heartbreak you thought it was. It was the breakthrough you needed. So, take a deep breath, square your shoulders, remember who you are. You are powerful, you are enough, and you are stepping into a future where you are not just chosen, you are cherished. Pain is real. Heartbreak stings. There's no denying it. When someone you loved chooses another person, it can feel like a sharp knife to the heart, like a betrayal of everything you shared. And the truth is, it's okay to feel it. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to sit in the weight of the emotions hitting you all at once. What's not okay is letting it consume you. Too many people either suppress their emotions or let them take over their lives. Some pretend they don't care, forcing a fake smile while their heart is breaking. Others sink into sadness so deeply that they forget who they are. But here's the key. You have to allow yourself to feel the pain without becoming it. You were not put on this earth to be defined by one failed relationship. You were not created to live in the shadow of someone else's decision. And you are certainly not meant to let one heartbreak keep you from experiencing the love, joy, and success that life still has in store for you. So let yourself feel, but set a limit. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to write it out, write. If you need to vent to a friend, do it. But don't stay in that space. Don't replay the same story in your mind over and over again, searching for answers that don't matter anymore. You don't need to analyze what went wrong, what you could have done differently, or what she has that you don't. That kind of thinking will only keep you trapped in the past. Instead, remind yourself that pain is temporary. Heartbreak feels unbearable in the moment, but time and perspective will shift everything. What seems like the end today will one day feel like just a small chapter in the story of your life. And the best part, you get to decide what the next chapter looks like. This is where strength is built, not in the easy moments, but in the painful ones. The moments where you choose to rise instead of crumble. The moments where you remind yourself that you are still here, still breathing, still capable of loving and being loved. The worst thing you can do is let heartbreak make you bitter. It's tempting to close off, to say never again, to build walls so high that no one can ever hurt you like this again. But that's not living. That's hiding. And you are made for more than that. Instead of letting this experience harden you, let it refine you. Let it teach you about yourself. What did you learn? What will you do differently next time? How will you love yourself better? Because this is not just about losing him. It's about rediscovering you. The world didn't end because he chose someone else. And it won't end because you're hurting right now. This pain is temporary. You are healing whether you see it or not. Every day you are getting stronger. And one day, sooner than you think, you'll wake up and realize that what once broke you no longer has power over you. You're not just surviving this, you are rising from it. And the moment you decide that you will not let this define you is the moment you take your power back. Feel it, process it, but don't dwell on it. Your story is far from over. Now is the time to shift your focus. You've felt the pain, you've processed the emotions, and now, instead of looking back, you need to look forward. The most powerful thing you can do in this moment is redirect your energy back to yourself, to your growth, your happiness, and your own personal evolution. Think about how much energy you gave to that relationship, the effort, the late night talks, the sacrifices, the love. You poured so much of yourself into him, into the connection, into building something together. Now imagine what could happen if you took all of that energy and poured it back into yourself. Imagine what your life could look like if you became your own greatest investment. This is where the shift happens. Instead of waking up thinking about him, you wake up thinking about you. Instead of wondering what he's doing, you start focusing on your own dreams, your own passions, your own purpose. Because here's the truth. When you make yourself the priority, your entire life starts to transform. It's time to upgrade. Upgrade your mindset, upgrade your habits, upgrade the way you see yourself. Stop playing small, stop doubting yourself, stop waiting for someone else to validate your worth. Everything you need to be happy, fulfilled, and successful is already inside of you. You just have to tap into it. Start with your daily routines. How are you taking care of yourself? Are you moving your body? Are you eating foods that make you feel energized? Are you surrounding yourself with people who uplift you? You don't just want to heal from this heartbreak. You want to thrive beyond it. That means making small but powerful changes that elevate your life. And don't just focus on physical well-being. Your mind needs an upgrade too. Read books that expand your thinking. Listen to podcasts that inspire you. Journal your thoughts and dreams. This isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about becoming the best version of yourself for you. Because here's what happens when you start prioritizing yourself. You glow differently. Your confidence rises. Your energy shifts. You start walking into rooms with a new level of certainty, a new level of self-respect. And when that happens, people notice. The right opportunities start coming your way. The right kind of love begins to find you. Not because you're chasing it, but because you're becoming it. And let's be real, nothing is more attractive than a woman who knows her worth. A woman who isn't waiting to be chosen because she already chose herself. A woman who walks with confidence, who radiates joy, who doesn't need validation from anyone because she's built it from within. This is your moment. This is your time to rise. Redirect all of that love, all of that passion, all of that energy back to the one person who truly deserves it. You. Because the truth is, when you focus on your own growth, when you start stepping into the highest version of yourself, you won't even care who he chose. You'll be too busy living your best life. Right now, it might feel like this moment is everything. The pain, the confusion, the endless what-ifs. It all seems overwhelming. But let me remind you of something powerful. Your future is so much bigger than this moment. It's easy to believe that this heartbreak is the defining event of your life, that you'll always feel this way, that no one will love you like he did, that you won't find happiness again. But that's just the pain talking. It's temporary. And if you allow yourself to move forward, you'll realize that this situation is just a small piece of a much bigger, more beautiful journey. Think back to a time when you thought you wouldn't survive something. Maybe another heartbreak, a major failure, a loss that shook you to your core. You thought it was the end, but here you are, stronger, wiser, standing. And just like before, you will rise from this too. Perspective is everything. Right now, your world might feel small because your mind is focused on the past. You're replaying memories, looking for clues, searching for closure. But what if, instead of looking behind you, you turned your attention to what's ahead? Picture your future. Picture the woman you are becoming. She is strong, she is radiant, she is thriving, she is living a life filled with love, passion, and success, not because someone else gave it to her, but because she built it herself. That version of you is waiting, and she is only possible if you stop dwelling on someone who was never meant to stay. Every time you catch yourself thinking about him, redirect your thoughts. Ask yourself, how does this serve me? Does reliving the past help you move forward? Does comparing yourself to her change anything? Does questioning his decision add value to your life? No, it only keeps you stuck. And you were never meant to be stuck. Your future relationships, your future happiness, your future success, none of it is dependent on him. The love of your life could be waiting just around the corner. The opportunities that will change everything could be coming sooner than you think. But you won't see them if you keep looking in the wrong direction. Here's what's going to happen. One day you will wake up and realize that this heartbreak was the best thing that ever happened to you because it pushed you to grow, because it forced you to choose yourself, because it led you to something far greater. But you don't have to wait for that day to feel peace. You can decide right now that your future is too important to waste on someone who didn't see your worth. So shift your focus. Trust that what's ahead is so much greater than what's behind. And most importantly, believe that you are worthy of the love, happiness, and success that is coming your way. Because you are. And it's closer than you think. Now is the time to step fully into your power. No chasing, no bitterness, no proving your worth. Just complete, unshakable confidence in who you are. Because the truth is, the way you respond to this moment will define what happens next, not just in love, but in your life. You see, most people react to heartbreak by either breaking down or trying to prove something. They beg for answers, stalk social media, compare themselves to the new woman, and waste precious energy trying to make sense of things. Or they go to the other extreme, trying to show off, making moves out of spite, hoping he'll notice and regret his choice. But both of these reactions give away your power. Both keep you tied to someone who has already moved on. The most powerful thing you can do right now is detach with grace. Let him go. Release the need for closure, for revenge, for validation, not because you don't care, but because you care more about yourself and your future. When you stop chasing, when you stop reacting, you become magnetic. You move differently, you glow differently. And the best part, you start to attract the right kind of energy, people, opportunities, and love that actually align with you. There is nothing more attractive, nothing more powerful than a woman who knows her worth. A woman who doesn't need to scream it, who doesn't need to prove it, because she simply is. When you reach that level, when you truly embody self-respect, you'll realize that this situation was never about him. It was about you stepping into your next level. The best response is success. Not the kind of success that's meant to make him jealous. That still ties you to him. No, the kind of success that comes from genuine growth, from loving yourself so deeply that you no longer entertain people who don't see your value, from moving forward with so much purpose that you stop looking back altogether. Because here's what's going to happen. At some point, whether it's months or years from now, he's going to notice. He's going to see how much you've grown, how happy you are, how unstoppable you've become. And by then, it won't even matter. Because you'll be so focused on your amazing life that his opinion will be completely irrelevant. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to become. Become the woman who is too busy thriving to worry about the past. Become the woman who walks with confidence, who loves herself fully, who knows that everything she desires is already on its way to her. So let him choose. Let him live with that choice. Meanwhile, you rise. You move with grace. You build your dreams. And you trust that the right person, someone who sees, cherishes, and chooses you fully, will find you at exactly the right time. And when that happens, you'll look back at this moment and realize that losing him was the best thing that ever happened to you.